Yeah. So, man, as simple as it sounds, and this has come up a lot lately. It's been a rough year. I lost my mom fairly unexpectedly in June. A few weeks after that, I lost my sister completely unexpectedly. And so, when life deals that with you, you've only got two choices. We call the Marines, you call it Mike and Ike it, or you quit. And that's it. Those are your choices. And the thing the Marines taught me was how to Mike and Ike it. I know that sounds silly. It's like those little candies, Mike and Ike. That's what we call it. Sometimes in life, the only thing you can do is put one foot in front of the other. And man, that's all that matters. You don't have to do anything heroic. Just keep moving forward. And if you keep moving forward, good things will happen.
Welcome to the Texas Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview Texas real estate professionals from active real estate investors, lenders, property managers, and many others that provide goods and services into the real estate investing industry in the great state of Texas. Our goal is simple: to share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and to meet the pros that can help you get there. Texas Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and entrepreneurs build the business they need to live the life that they've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestoriinsurance.com/fuel.
All right. Hey, guys, welcome back to our show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and we're here today with Ron Glasgow with Glasgow Investments. Is that correct?
Glasgow Investment Solutions. For sure. Glasgow Investments gets it done.
Hey, there we go. Glasgow Investment Solutions. And today we're going to really talk with him about, how to add alternative investments into your portfolio. I think with the way the market's been, the way our economy, I think that's a good way to grow and diversify your portfolio. I'll let the experts speak on it. So Ron, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate the time.
Yeah. And I look forward to this conversation because this isn't something that's talked about a lot. We are starting to hear more, within our community about kind of getting some alternative stuff. But why don't you tell our audience a little bit about you, and then we'll kind of get into, why people need to make alternatives.
Yeah, sure. So I'll try to give you the quicker version of my background. I grew up I'm a Midwest kid. I grew up at a town called Granite City, Illinois, about 7 miles from downtown St. Louis. Granite City is a steel mill town. If you ever been to a steel mill town, you can understand why I joined the Marine Corps right out of high school.
I never have. Why is that? What is it about?
So it's funny. We had a steel mill on one end of town and an oil refinery on the other. And so I say I started smoking so I could breathe through a filter every once in a while. It's just your air quality was not the best.
Got it.
And you just wanted to get out of there if you could. And look, it's my hometown. I love the people there. They're great, but it is a bit smoggy. So anyway, I joined the Marine Corps. I was right after Gulf War. I did not deploy. So all the credit to the guys that went downrange. They're the only ones that really matter, in my opinion. All I did was keep the seat warm, but the Marine Corps was the thing I'm the most proud of in my life. That said, it's not the highlight. I mean, you just can't have the highlight be when you're 21 years old. So when I was right during the Clinton years where they were doing a lot of drawdown. So I got out, went to college, majored in finance and international business, ended up just getting a job as a financial advisor in San Diego. Was a fairly fast starter, got promoted to the La Jolla office, and ultimately went out on my own. And, I opened Granite Wealth and Wealth Management, named after my hometown of Granite City. So a little respect. And I thought I'd be a financial advisor forever. I got my CFP. I have a master's in tax and financial planning. I thought this was my career path. And as we all know, life will throw you curveballs. And my dad was diagnosed with lymphoma and lung cancer at the same time. I ended up selling my practice, moved back home. The old man was a fighter. He had a 10% chance to live, and he beat them both. And I got 5 extra years with my dad that I wouldn't trade for anything. And I don't think anybody would. Nobody would.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
At the same time, this put you in a professional dilemma because I needed a job. I mean, I'd only been a financial advisor and a machine gunner. That's the only thing I knew in life.
Right.
And I knew I probably wasn't going to be in St. Louis forever. So I ended up stumbling in with one of the best alternative investment companies out there. They no longer distribute in the financial advisor markets, but they were just terrific. They're one of the pioneers of alternative investments, one of the pioneers of real estate alternative investments. And that's where I learned real estate and alternatives. That career served me well. I did it for 13 years. And then I ultimately decided to hang my shingle for the second time. This time I actually used my name, Glasgow, and opened Glasgow Investment Solutions in January. And the reason you would come to me is because you're just not getting diversification if you don't have alternative or private investments in your portfolio. You're just not. You have to incorporate those in some way to have true diversification.
Got it. I love the story. I see why you got out of the area you got out of. San Diego, I love. I went to San Diego State.
Oh, I'm an Aztec too. So did I.
Oh,
So I got my
nice.
MBA.
You're awesome. Why finance? Why not? I mean, were you always a numbers guy? Like, is that something that like attracted you? Did you have like a huge goal in mind? Like, I want to own my own financial company, or like what kept you that lane?
Man, so when you grow up kind of poor, you want to make money. So I'm not going to lie, that's a piece of it. I never went without, but I know what government cheese tastes like too.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you never go back to that. And, I've always geeked out on the investments. It's a really weird thing. I guess some people like chess, some people like woodworking, some people, like to work on car engines. I could sit and read about investments forever. I always have been that way.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, when you get a degree in finance, I had no idea what jobs were available. I ended up leaving my resume on a booth at a job fair. The guy called me, I interviewed, and turns out I got an internship with a major broker-dealer or investment company, and I was a municipal bond traders liaison. So the beauty bond side of it I loved, but I was literally on a trading desk for 10 hours a day with 2 phones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can probably tell just from knowing me the last few minutes, my ADD is not going to allow for that. There's no way I'm sitting at a desk for 10 hours a day. So very soon into that internship, I realized the world of opportunities were out there, and thought I'd be a good financial advisor. Applied for that company, a crosstown rival. The crosstown rival hired me, and they were expanding. So I made a beeline straight back to San Diego and started my career there.
Got it. You've been up and down. You've been through a lot, it sounds like, right? You fought, and thank you again for your service. Condolences for your father. What are some of the things that, and we're going to talk about that alternative investment part here in a second, but through all this time, like, what are some of the things for you that kind of kept you going, kept you pushing? Like, sometimes it might be a certain mindset, a process, a ritual that you do, something like that.
Yeah. So, man, as simple as it sounds, and this has come up a lot lately, it's been a rough year. I lost my mom fairly unexpectedly in June. A few weeks after that, I lost my sister completely unexpectedly. And so, when life deals that with you, you've only got 2 choices. You can, we call the Marines, you call it Mike and Ike it, or you quit. And that's it. Those are your choices. And the thing the Marines taught me was how to Mike and Ike it. I know that sounds silly. It's like those little candies, Mike and Ike. That's what we call it. Sometimes in life, the only thing you can do is put one foot in front of the other. And man, that's all that matters. You don't have to do anything heroic. Just keep moving forward. And if you keep moving forward, good things will happen. And the only good thing about hard times, if you get through them, you're so much stronger, and you know exactly who's on your team. Like, I know who's on my team right now. I know who's going to ride or die with me no matter what. And man, I'm the luckiest guy in the world to have the friends and family that I do.
Yeah. And I like to touch on that when I talk with folks, because I think it's extremely important. Most people on, in our social media world only see all the glory, all the glitz, all the glam, all the end product, but they don't see these ups and downs, the peaks and valleys, the stresses and all that stuff. So you get into, you start finding out about real estate and alternative investments. Okay. So what interests you about having that real estate piece of that?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet, for real estate investors and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Yeah, so the real estate opens up. The real estate is one thing that opens up everything, and all the original alternatives were real estate. It comes back to there were four companies that launched the four non-traded REITs. Some of them started as limited partnerships. But man, talk about opening up the world, because people don't really realize this. I'm actually working on a marketing piece now. I've been a little lazy on, but when you look at all the investments, the traditional traded investments, they all go back to stocks and bonds. Almost every single one. Maybe some commodities if you're doing that. But I mean, people have mutual funds, ETFs, closed-end funds, SMAs. You have all of these boxes, and that's all those are, is boxes that hold stocks or bonds. Well, man, that's a problem. There are 40% less publicly traded companies today than there were 30 years ago. So your hunting ground is about half. 87% of companies that make over $100 million in revenue are private. So now your hunting ground's been reduced by half, and your game is a lot smaller than it used to be. So you're just not going to get the same volume for it. On top of that, you have 7 stocks that on any given day can account for more than a third of the total stock market's value. I mean, even the Wilshire 5000 is 3,400 stocks, to put it in perspective. Like, they don't even have 5,000 of them anymore. So if you're just thinking that that's going to give you the same diversification it did in the 90s, you're sadly mistaken. Companies are not going public very often, and they're trying to stay private as long as possible. So you've got to venture into those private markets. There's a lot of ways to do that. I personally love real estate and credit, especially real estate. And the reason is real estate's a little bit more forgiving. If you buy into a real estate investments, unless there's some kind of Chernobyl, there's almost always a value there because you have an actual tangible object. Now, I've seen some things that really didn't work out, which are very 1 in a million, but real estate's a great way to diversify. Then you have credit as well. And credit, it comes in all forms: collateralized loan obligations, B loans, mezzanine loans, all these things, but it's just different ways to borrow money outside of bonds, which is just a loanership investment made by a company. You're just borrowing in a different way. On top of that, there are oil and gas programs, which frankly, I bring in a team for that to help me, because especially here in Texas, you got some pretty knowledgeable people. I want to make sure I'm not slipping up. So we do oil and gas. And man, you can even get into, you can buy whiskey or wine or all these crazy exotic things that I avoid. But the world of alternatives is fascinating. I do try to stick to the ones that are the most prudent for everyday investors, though.
What do you think are some of the biggest mistakes that investors, they make when they try to get into alternatives on their own?
Yeah, they follow the brochure. Don't read the brochure. The brochure is beautiful, right? The brochure has the big pretty pictures. Throw the brochure away. You've got to read that PPM or the prospectus, but it's the PPM, that 400-page document that's horrific, that even as much as I love investments, I hate to read. You've got to read that, because you've got to understand exactly what you're investing into. And the other thing is, you've got to trust but verify. A great tenured company or sponsor, for whatever reason we call them sponsors, a great sponsor can have a bad deal. Okay. And you've got to be able to try to see that and step over it. Conversely, you could have a bad sponsor or a new sponsor, they can have a terrific deal. And I'm still going to step over that one. If you want to buy that one on your own, okay, that's your risk profile. I'm not, because I want to make sure somebody's there to answer the phone in 5 or 6 years if something goes south.
Right. Got it. So if someone comes to you and they want to get into alternatives, right? Like, what are some of the first steps? Like, bring this, or let's sit down and talk about your plan or goal for this, or how does that all play out?
Yeah, so this is one thing where I try to be different. I am a certified financial planner. Planning is in my DNA. That really should start it. So when someone says, "Hey, I just want to get into alternatives," my immediate question is going to be, why do you want to be in alternatives? What do you want that investment to do for you? I prefer to take it that way. However, look, not everybody's willing to do that. You don't know me from Adam. Maybe you're very, very astute, and you're just coming to me saying, "Look, Ron, I know what the hell I'm doing. I just need some help getting started in alternatives. Will you help me with that?" I'm going to say, okay, I prefer to do the planning side of it.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
But it's your money. I'm here to serve at your convenience, and the promise I'll make you is I'm never going to chisel you. I hate chiselers that keep trying and chiseling over time. I hate that. I'm never going to do that to you. So if you just want me to help you get started, I would say, do you have a preference? Real estate, credit, oil and gas, something else? If so, then we'll start there and just go down the path. And it'll be largely educational at first. If I have something that you want to buy, I hope you do. If you just take that knowledge and go somewhere else, well, that's my cost of doing business. I hope you remember me and send me a referral down the road.
Right. How are you generating your business? Is it primarily referrals? Are you going out and actively marketing
it's a mix. It's funny, and we talked about this a little before the podcast. Getting good people on board is a little tougher in 2025 than it was the last time I did this. It really is. So I thought when I started, I have a very big network here in Texas. A lot of it's veteran based, and I never prospect veterans. I do the planning for them within reason for free, but I won't prospect them. But they're a great network to have. So I thought I would rely on my network, do client events, and then hire somebody to that internet stuff. And that's how I looked at it. Like, I didn't know SEO meant search engine optimization 6 months ago. I had no clue. Because the last time I was a financial advisor, the only social media was MySpace, right?
Right. Yeah. Back then.
And in private equity, it's private. We don't have it. So I figured I could hire someone to do that. And hiring someone was an absolute disaster. So I realized that internet stuff really needs to be the driver. So now, I have a podcast channel. So you can find Ron Glasgow. I'm sorry, not a podcast channel, a YouTube channel. I just did my first news spot on Ticker News. Hopefully I get picked up by MSNBC. I should be on News Nation this week. So I'm just trying to get out there any way I can to let you know this is what I do. And look, I'm not for everybody. I'm looking for a couple dozen clients that see the world the way I do, that just say, hey, I think I can enhance my portfolio. And by the way, that's what it's about, enhancement, not just replacement. And hope if we share the same values, then hopefully you give me a call and we can work together. If not, I understand. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Is real estate your favorite alternative, or do you have a?
It is by far real estate.
Okay.
And credit, I really like credit too, but I'll say credit's been like this kind of hot button thing.
Mhm.
The thing you got to remember with alternatives, there are only so many good deals out there. I mean, every one of us could go buy Apple stock if we want, and Apple stock's a great stock. There's only so many good real estate sales and only so many good credit deals. So when something gets overheated, you really need to maybe pump the brakes, take a little extra time to do your due diligence on it, because people are going after those and prices do get bid up to crazy levels at times. You got to be cognizant of that.
Well, it sounds like, your business is running great. What's been kind of the key to keeping that machine running smoothly, or has it been running smoothly?
Yeah, no.
Is that the real question?
Overall, yes, it's been smoothly. Caffeine is a big component of that.
Yeah.
You're not getting a lot of sleep. I would love to have somebody to bring on that I knew I could trust right away. We'll get to that eventually. But really the thing was just figuring out exactly where I wanted to go and then carving out that time to make sure it runs smoothly. It's all about developing a process. You can never develop them and let the business run you forever, or you could take that extra time to develop the processes. And it's hard. Like when I could just do this and get it off my desk, but you take the extra 2 hours to make a process out of it, that's hard at times. But that's all, about a year in, that's all starting to come together. And now, I actually went away with my wife for her birthday for the weekend. We haven't done anything like that in a while.
Right.
So it's starting to come together and I can breathe a little bit.
And I agree 100% with the process part. So many entrepreneurs say, hey, I got it. It's all up here. Well, that's great and all. But what happens if something happens to you? I give little like a nugget saying, hey, when you're doing anything on your computer, get Loom, record it, stick it in a chat GPT. It'll pop out it is done. So,
AI is a godsend. AI has helped tremendously. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
ChatGPT and Grok.
So I know a lot of people listening here are either earlier in their journey or maybe looking to level up their business. And, I think they'd benefit from hearing this. But when it comes to building relationships and growing your network, like what has worked or what has been the biggest difference for you?
Man, as simple as it sounds, and it's the way I start my due diligence too, you got to care. People know if you care. And so when I start looking at a company I want to work with, I prefer the smaller ones that are still owned by a couple individuals, but that's not realistic. I mean, there are huge, great companies out there where then you try to get to know the key executives. But the only thing I'm looking for at first, do you care? Are you trying to make a good investment that clients will make money with? Or are you just trying to make money? And there's a lot of people in this business just trying to make money. And if that's all you care about, I don't care how smart you are or how good your idea is, I'm probably going to step over it. Because when something goes wrong, and something always goes wrong, you're not going to be there to pick up the phone when I need you. Um, and I try to bring that to my clients. Do you care? I mean, I care about you, and do I care about my revenue and my name and all that? Of course I do, immensely. But I really want the things that I recommend to enhance your life and help you to live a better life. Because, man, it's hard out there. I mean, every day we're getting more expensive. Every day, no matter, you have this term high net worth. Man, high net worth isn't a super rich person anymore. High net worth is somebody that's still just scraping by sometimes if you got 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. That's 100%. And I love your servant heart, man. And that's truly, I think that is the difference, especially in the real estate world, right? There's a lot of people out there just looking for the money, not caring about the person that they're dealing with. Before we wrap up here, if someone wanted to get in touch with you, they wanted to talk a little bit more about alternative investments, they wanted just to kind of pick your brain on some things, what is the best way for them to reach out?
Sure. So GlasgowInvestments.com is my website, or just ron@glasgowinvestments.com. That's my email. Or 866-DFW-ALTS, if you can remember that. So I was lucky enough to get that phone number.
Awesome. Well, you know what, Ron, I appreciate you coming out here. I appreciate your story, your perspective, and I think, our listeners got a lot out of what you talked about. Guys, I hope you took some value from this. Ron, I appreciate your time again. Thank you so much. And guys, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. If you're looking to take your business and your life to the next level, you really need to learn more about the Investor Fuel Mastermind. It's your shortcut to success. To learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other amazing entrepreneurs, 100% financing on your deals, member-only discounts, and so much more, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. By the way, Investor Fuel is even Texas-based. Also, if you're interested in applying to be a guest on this very show, the Texas Real Estate Pro Show, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app so you never miss another episode. We'll see you on the next show.